In 2008, when we first invested, and I heard in the background, in 2008, when we first started investing, the first class that we took was a wholesaling class. And we went to New York for this class. Who was the teacher? Asked what course did we buy?
I feel like it was Fortune Builders.
No, it was Robert
It
Kiyosaki.
was Robert Kiyosaki. Okay.
We went with Robert Kiyosaki, and we go to New York, and they sold us dreams. And what I mean by
They
they
sold
sold
us
us dreams was they had a software,
dreams.
but the software did not work in Birmingham, y'all.
It did not.
So we was in New York. We was excited to learn wholesaling, but the software didn't work. And one of the things that taught us early on was it doesn't really matter what they say. The software can do amazing things, but it's got to work for you. And if it doesn't work where you are, that can be a problem.
Mhm.
So one of the things that we try to do is provide people that's in our network that can help you grow. People that have good softwares. Really?
It's okay. There's so much door.
Okay. People that have softwares, people that can help you grow what you're doing. So today we have our good friends on from Pete. Mr. Mark is going to do us some presenting. He's going to show us some of the things that their software do and give us some games. So make sure y'all ask them some questions and be willing to participate. My name is Antonio Demart,
I am Ashley Denmark.
and we help real estate professionals get that. We help blah 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 blah.
Come on, we
We have
have.
working professionals get their first deal in 93 days without using their personal finances or their credit and making costly mistakes. Let's welcome to the stage.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up? Oh my gosh, I am so excited to be here. I have been looking forward to this for some time now. We met at the Coaching Inc., right?
We
And wow, what a good meeting.
Great meeting.
did. Probably one of the best, probably the best that I've been to, honestly. It was absolutely amazing.
We got to give it up for Tom.
Yes, shout out to
Most
Tom,
certainly.
man. Shout out to
Tom
Tom.
Crow.
Shout out to
That's
Tom
right.
Kroll, Coaching Inc.
Yes.
Just a kind of a plug there. There is some of the brightest, selfless, loving, giving humans inside of that room. If you get a chance to go, sell a kid. Just kidding. But we gotta do what we gotta do, right? In
Yeah.
business in order to move ourselves forward. A little bit about me. I started, it's funny that you said, Antonio, that you guys went to a place where they were selling software that didn't work in your area.
It did not.
Like that blows my mind because software is like internet based, and so it should just work.
Now,
Now,
the disclaimer that he didn't
Yes,
give.
thank you for putting this disclaimer.
The disclaimer that he didn't give was this was in 2008.
I did say that.
Okay. And Birmingham, we had just moved. Well, I had just moved to Birmingham at that point. And Birmingham,
Their
I guess you could
records
say their
wasn't
record-
online.
it was still, you had to physically go in. So
It wasn't the software.
in some areas it worked. So in Florida, it worked like a charm because they had already migrated to online platforms. But Birmingham was behind, and we tried to plug and play. It just did not.
And we were so new at that time that we didn't even understand to like try to do it virtually in other markets. Like who was just understanding it. So to go out in other markets just didn't make sense. So we actually just never used it.
We never used it. And the crazy thing is that software had a lot of the things that we needed, but because we didn't understand it, there really wasn't no one there to really show us and walk us through how to do it in another market at that point, like how to even pivot to where We just said the heck with it. The heck with
Well, and support, I don't know if anybody's ever used different softwares out there. Support is something we pride ourselves on. Do we always get it right? No. I just got off of a call and I screwed something up, guys. I didn't get enough data, didn't get enough information pulled in. I made mistakes, but guess what? I owned them. I was a human. I was like, hey, we made a mistake. Let's get this, let's get this fixed. And number one, you could talk to me. It was on a Zoom call. There's some value there, right?
Absolutely.
And we pride ourselves in that. And I'll get to my presentation here in just a moment, but we pride ourselves in, number one, I've been a real estate investor, wholesaler, buy and hold guy ever since 2016. John Nolan has been doing this. Like when I got in the field, I think he was already 10 years in.
Oh,
So, he's got a few years on me in real estate investing and in software development. And John Nolan actually built Pete REI. And that's what I'm here to talk about. But before I do, I think where we start is really important. And I'm going to go ahead and present here just to kind of give a visual so people can see. But we are two investors, and this is not a pitch. This is I want to add value to one of the most amazing groups that the Denmarks, when I met you guys, I just felt like we hit it off. Like you guys were doing something for your students. You're doing something in a free community of over 4,000 people. Come on.
Thank you.
A free community of 4,000 people at that, right? You're like, that says that you're trying to give more than you get. And
Agreed. That's the goal.
How can I pour the gasoline on that fire, right? What can I do to give that exact amount of value that you guys are showing in the community? Because let's face it, these last few years have been a little tough in the real estate investing space.
absolutely.
Right. And anybody in the chat, talk about that. Talk about some struggles that you've gone through. I know I have gone through a lot of struggles from running a wholesale business, trying to hire people. Like for some reason, when I went on appointment and closed the deal, I would average like 35, 45K on a wholesale. When I sent a team member, we would average 10 or 15. What's going on there? And they were like, man, Mark, it's just not working. And so I get back on the phones. Like, it works for me. Why isn't it working for you? Right. And I think there's a lot of different reasons. Some of it's you don't hire the right person.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how good your system is. If your people will not follow procedure.
Yep.
Can you guys talk about something like that with hiring people that you guys have had some issues with in the past?
And so I like to say, you gotta have procedures. You can't just assume that if you give it to them, they're gonna get it. And I am probably the best at that assumption. Like, oh my goodness, it's so easy. Like a kindergartner can do it. It's not that easy, y'all. It's really complicated. Your brain has just adapted to being in chaos, and you feel like it's simple, but it's not simple unless you are finding someone that already has that skill. Like you want to find somebody that has that skill and you're just building on it. You're just telling them the steps to doing it. But if you put a marketer in a sales role, in a salesperson role, it just won't work. Like, yes, they can make it look pretty. They can think of catchy things, but can they sell a product? Probably not, because it's a whole different skill.
100%. I couldn't agree more. Selling, I can't remember what book it was that I read. I think it was Tom Hopkins. And that's going old school, right? Tom Hopkins, he said, a lot of people think of salespeople as like, oh, well, that crummy salesperson. Well, what about the person that sold you the ring that you put on your wife's finger? Was that a crummy person? They help you add value to your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And that's how I think of sales. If I have a product and I have a service and it's going to add value to somebody's life, not selling that is a disservice to that person, that team, that company, that organization.
100%.
I agree.
100%.
And so to all you newer investors or investors out there, if you've like, oh man, I'm making these cold calls or I'm making this, sending these messages and annoying people. Number one, make sure you're sending to the right people, the people that need your service. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But number two, like, be proud of what you're doing because they need us. People need us. People need the type of investors that will go to bat for their sellers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Love it.
And at Pete, we try to systematize that. And so once again, I don't have a pitch. I want to add value. I want to talk a little bit about me and John. Like I said, I've been an investor since 2016. I don't know John's exact date, so I didn't put it in here. That's us. John is an incredibly amazing human, very, very successful, not only real estate investor, he runs like 7 different companies out of Pete. I don't know how that man operates, but he is like very meticulous, wants things done right, wants them perfect, and also is very, very good at getting the best out of his team. And that's because he can systematize processes, systems, tasks, accountabilities across one platform. And that's us inside of a plane, inside of his plane, actually.
Is that On the Way to Coaching Inc.?
I think that is On Our Way to Coaching Inc. Yep. And so at Pete, we're not going to act like we can do the work for you because we can't get on the phone calls. We can't organize your business the way it needs to be organized, but we can help lead the way, right? Mm-hmm. You get a coach you trust in the Denmarks, right? We don't want to replace that. We want to ask whether you got clear eyes on your own business, right? And show you what's possible when you do. So start with why. And I love this question because it can be applied in many different ways, but I want to kick it to you guys. Why? Why did you get into real estate? What was the big why? And anybody that's on here that can chat or whatever, throw your why in the chat. What drove you to take action in real estate, Ashley?
First. Go ahead.
For me, it's kind of a twofold. One reason was I didn't want to work for anybody. That was kind of my first into real estate. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I just never felt the vision to work for somebody. My second why, once I got into it and I got older, was to make sure that when my kids start off, they're not starting off from the bottom. They've got a foundation to start and go. So that was kind of my why. Ashley, your why?
Mm-hmm. I really didn't want to do real estate. Let me say that. Like, it was a side hobby. It was a side hustle. And I don't even think I believed in it at first. I believed in Antonio. And from there is kind of how it birthed. And when I got laid off, that made real estate the top thing. Like, okay, well, you're making me do real estate full time, God. So let me see what you got. So I didn't have a why when I first started. It was a, how can I help?
Yeah.
And then I started liking the money.
Uh-huh.
And I saw that I could make more money. And I was like, you got to be kidding me that I could make this much money on the side. And that's how doing the things that I automatically do. Like, we would go fix up the houses and people would be like, while we're fixing the houses, they would be coming saying, hey, can I buy it? Can I rent it from you?
Yep.
I need somewhere to stay. Like, we didn't even have to market for our houses when we were renting, because while we were there, like fixing it up, people would always come in the neighborhood or know somebody that wanted to live there.
That's beautiful. Yeah, for me, I was in a really tough place. I was just coming out of Primerica Financial Services. I had read Than Merrill's Wholesaler's Bible. And I was like, I'm going to start my own wholesaling business. I'm going to do it. I told my wife, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. Da, 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 da. And then one of the best things that ever happened to me, and anybody on here that's like, I'm going to do this on my own, you will learn more from working with somebody who's been in this business for a minute and take the cut. If they're offering you 10% and you have to do all the sales, do it. Do it. Get in the game. Get your foot in the door, right? Because you never know what other doors might open because of that. Because I worked with somebody for almost 2 years, by the time I went out on my own, I had created a system. We're talking about systems here a little bit, but I had created a system, and it was one of my favorite stories. I'll paraphrase it, but I sent out 200 messages. They were supposed to be on a drip campaign. This was before A2P and SMS and all these rules came out. And I thought I was I thought I was a bad man because my phone was melting. You stupid mother, you call me, you text me 48 times. I'm like, I'm so sorry. We had a technical difficulty. I said this, I don't know, 30 times. This lady's like, hey, do you buy houses? I was like, yes. She goes, are you sure? I said, yes, ma'am, I do. Will you give me 5 minutes to compose myself? Let me give you a call back. I called her back. I went on that appointment. My first deal as a LLC, as my own company, I ended up, I ended up making $64,780 on that deal.
One deal. Crazy.
And the house, like another little nugget here is when the seller says, oh, this house is trashed, it's horrible, doesn't mean the same thing as what an investor thinks a trashed, horrible house is. Yeah. Right?
100.
The house needed a little bit of work, but it wasn't that bad. And because I failed hard, but didn't quit and kept talking to the seller, kept adding value, I was able to put that house under contract and pay for Christmas that year.
Love it.
So look, input for us.
So if you're in a tight spot, just keep moving, man. Just keep falling forward, right?
Absolutely.
I just put a little picture in here. I do not remember this guy. I think he owns another software company. But thank you, Antonia and Ashley, for building something real, for the trust your students put in you, and for letting us into the room. We're here to add value to your group, nothing more. Where are you right now? So if you're in the chats or you're in the group or you're watching this, I still want you to participate. And if that means participating by grabbing a piece of paper out and writing, where are you at now? It's really hard to go somewhere if we don't know where we are. Would you agree?
Agree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? If I'm like, I want to go to Florida, but I don't know where I'm at, it's really hard for me to figure out how to get there. I don't know how much gas I'm going to need. I don't know the supplies I'm going to need. I don't know what I'm going to need to get there. So be honest with yourself. And if you've never done a deal, type 0. Type 0 in the chat. If you've done 1 to 3 deals, type 1 to 3. If you're doing 5 to 10 plus deals and hired someone to help you grow, you're probably starting to hit some pain, right? Drop your answers in the chat if you will. I'm going to keep rolling and I'm going to just kind of hit some of these. Ever been frustrated with a CRM? I say CRM. A lot of people don't even know what that is. APC software, a spreadsheet, something, another system, other people's tech support that you've been frustrated with. Drop an emoji. Drop something in there. Fireface, whatever.
I see y'all. I see the zeros and your ones coming in.
Am I in the wrong spot?
Oh, you
Oh,
good?
here we go. Here we go. I went to the comments. There we go. There we go. Love it. Love it. Thank you for the honesty. Thank you for the honesty. And know what you need to do. But putting all the pieces in place is a lot, right? You have amazing coaches. This is what we see. There's this education portal, right? Where you go and get information, right? And then the coaches are incredible. The steps are great. But then when you go try to put that into practice, number one, you may have never made a cold call before, or you may have never text somebody randomly, hey, I drove by your house the other day and it looks like it could use some love. Do you mind if I give you a call? Right. You may never have done that before, so you're very timid to reach out. It's okay to be there. I know very successful investors who have been in that exact same spot, and they're doing 100-something deals a year. Mm-hmm. But they were scared at first. It's okay to be scared. Mm-hmm. I've been scared many a times. And one of my great mentors, he actually runs the RIA here in OKC. Robert Elder has a book as also. He says what you want to do with fear is you want to dance with it. Know it's there, see it, but you got to dance with it. You got to keep it going, because if I don't do anything, the fear gets worse. It kind of weighs on me, and then I feel worse about myself, and it's a downward spiral. I take less action, I don't move forward, and I can't learn anything if I'm not failing. Would you agree?
Agree.
That was a great analogy. Yeah. You got to dance with it.
You got to dance with the fear, man. Think about your career. Think about all the lessons that you learned that you're able to teach to students. But if you didn't have the courage to dance with that fear in the first place, would you have ever done it?
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Would you be able to coach somebody on how to go through that?
Nope.
Right? The same here. Like, and there's different levels to that too. Like, there's different levels. You get in some different rooms and you're like, I don't belong. I felt that way in Coaching Inc. I was like, I don't belong here. Like these guys know what they're talking about. So just some honesty from me. Let's see. So what are you really building this for? Ask yourself in your real estate business, what are you building this for? When you started, where were you trying to build for yourselves and for your family? Right? We asked that to Antonio and Ashley, but why are we doing this is a very important decision, because we could be doing anything if we really put our minds to it. Mm-hmm. And then when the business runs the way you want it to, it may not be there yet. What does your day actually look like? Antonio got done picking up his kid from, was it school or practice? Summer camp. Yeah. But if he had a 9-to-5 job, he can't do that.
Not at all.
Right? Who knows if he can even afford the summer camp?
That's real.
Right. So having a vision of what you want your business to look like is very important. What do you most want for your students beyond the deals? What's the win for you guys? What's the win for your students when you guys wake up and you get a call from a student? What's that win? What's that feel like? And just kind of walk me through that. How does that feel to you when a student wins because they put something in place in action for you guys?
Oh my goodness. We're like little kids over here, like bursting for joy. We keep talking about it. Like, we're probably screaming, yelling, like, oh my goodness, it's coming to life. They got it. They accomplished it. Like, they faced that fear. They stuck to it. I think the win moments are getting that deal under contract, knowing that, okay, it's touchable. I can get a deal, and then I can close on that deal. I can sell that deal. I can keep that deal. Like, it's so many wins in it, in the stages.
So many options too. Once you learn real estate, like once you learn how to put a property under contract, right? It's like, whoa, almost too many options, right? Like, what am I going to do with it? am I going to rent it out? Am I going to, turn it into a short-term rental? Am I going to contract for deeded? Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Which is a fun game to play, right? Have multiple exit strategies. And you, for the students, more participation. Keep asking questions. Keep bringing it to me. What made you say yes? What were you trying to escape or build when you joined? I put the academy. I don't know if that's right. But picture your first deal closing if you haven't done one. What's on the other side of it for you, your family? What does that look like? And what stopped you so far? Money, time, knowing the next steps, putting the systems in place, hiring people, all of those different things, because everybody's at different levels. Somebody has money, but they don't have any time. They have a lot of time, but they don't have any money. So they got that was me. Right. And so ask yourself that, guys, like, why am I here? What am I doing it for? And what's the system that I'm actually trying to build? And then once you figure that out, ask a better question. Not, are you working hard? We all are working hard. I could go outside, grab a shovel and start digging. I'm working hard, right? I could go and grab a piece of paper and walk down the road and find houses and write them down. I am working hard. And we like to lie to ourselves. I'm working really hard. Cool. How many calls did you make?
I was preparing to make the calls. I was preparing. I had to set it up.
Checking and my saving.
Busy work.
Busy work. You trick yourself, and I'm world's world. I love education. I love just learning stuff. Right? Us real estate investors, we love learning stuff. But then when you got to take action is when the rubber meets the road, right? And we believe in KPIs, but KPIs tell the end story. They don't tell the beginning story. They don't say how many doors did I knock. And these action KPIs, they matter. They matter so much. And just making sure, like, it's more not the number that you do, but I did it because I said I was going to do it.
That's right.
If that's 5 doors that I'm going to knock, because I've never knocked a door before in my life, celebrate it when you hit those 5, because you completed a task that tomorrow you can say, I'm going to do 5 again, because I did 5 yesterday.
Small wins. You got to break it down into small wins.
Because if you don't, you're going to be mad at yourself, because I said I'm going to make 100 calls a day. Day 30 rolls around and Antonio says, hey, how many phone calls did you make? Well, 5 on Monday and 15 on Tuesday, and didn't do anything else the rest of the month. Well, why are you broke?
Didn't do anything the rest of the month.
Right.
I don't know. I've been in real estate coaching a few times. That's kind of how the questions go. What did you do? Right? You can't fix what you can't see. Most investors aren't behind because of effort. They're behind because no one ever showed them the 8 places a deal quality leaks out. So you don't have eyes on what's happening. Number one, if you're not doing the little steps, getting, monitoring what you're going after, taking whatever training your coach is giving you and putting it into steps and work, then you're not there. Like you've got to do that piece first, right? And then you've got to start going, okay, do I have clear insight here? And this is where we're really, I don't know how much time I have. I'm kind of winging here, but do you have clear insight? No score, no judgment. Just be honest with yourself. And Antonio and Ashley, I want you guys to ask yourselves these questions too. And I might try to blow up just a little bit. So is every lead in one place? Do you know where every lead came from? And that none slipped past you. Put a 0 if you're a 0 here. If you know all of this information, put a 1 and kick it over to you guys. Do you know every lead in one place? Do you know where every lead came from and that none slipped past you?
3 months ago, I would have told you no, but we sat down with our operations manager and we talked about where are all our leads coming from and are they all coming in our system. So 3 months ago, I would have said, I'm not sure. But now we did it like from start to finish. What does it look like when they come into our CRM? Do they come in from Facebook? Do they come in from Eventbrite? Like, where is everybody coming in from?
Where's
And-
all our campaigns, right?
And
Where
are
all
we tagging them to know who they are and what do they need and what they're looking for?
Absolutely. You've got to know this, because if you don't, you are leaving money on the table. There's no questions about it.
Absolutely. Destiny says 0.
Destiny says 0. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've been there, right? Like, that's okay. That's 100% okay. Speed to first contract. When a seller calls at 9 p.m., do they hear back fast or wait till morning? What
Your
happened?
one-man show, they're probably waiting till morning.
Right.
Next morning.
Right. Or do you have, like it used to be answering services. Now AI agent can answer that call and at least see if it's a pre-qualified lead, at least get the basics,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Follow-up that doesn't quit. Are cold leads still getting touched at touch 8, 10, 12, or are they forgotten? I'll be honest, from an acquisitions manager standpoint, fastest way to kill an acquisitions manager is put them in a lead manager position and burn them out, because acquisitions managers love to close motivated sellers.
Mhm.
Lead managers are great at managing a lead, getting it ready to go to an acquisitions manager, right? And some of you may not be there. You're still the lead manager, you're the acquisitions manager, you're the disc, but you're doing everything, and that's great. But understand, if you do not have a follow-up process past 5, somebody who does is getting that deal.
Facts.
Mhm. Mhm.
They're getting that. There's because I see operators and they think, okay, a lead comes in, I pay X amount of marketing. That marketing, somebody calls them, or an AI agent picks it up, or an SMS is going out, speed to lead, speed to lead, speed to lead. And then if that person doesn't answer, the next 5 days, it's hot and heavy. And then there's a SMS going out, and then there's this, and then there's a task, and then there's, right? You have to have, there is so much marketing out there. You have to have, and not general. You've got to be really good at what you're sending, as far as getting people to respond back to you. A great hack. Somebody's not responding back to you, send them a picture of a cat. Just random.
That is very random.
Okay, that might be better than mine. So, in one of our workflows, probably one of the last ones before we go to a softer follow-up is I send a Kevin Hart picture with the one where he looking
You're
crazy.
the reason why that's in my media library.
So that's a part of our flow is we just send a picture and it's just like
and it's like Kevin Hart like this. Looking at him.
a
That's
cat.
beautiful.
I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna test that cat now.
Well, why'd you send me a cat? Oh, your phone works. So cool. I didn't know. I tried to contact you a few times, but I didn't know your phone still worked. Awesome.
Now
You set up a time? All right, move into it. Calls you can learn from. Are your calls logged, reviewable, so you can see where deals slip? Conversation history is important, not only as a manager looking over other people's stuff, but as somebody's trying to put a house under contract. You're going to forget that conversation a week from now. I know, because it happens to me all the time. And I'm like, oh, what did we talk about? I got it. Or now we have AI call scoring where it will actually score the call, tell you how you did on it, and give you, the things you did right, the things you did wrong, and your next steps. Like, so that you can work that into your workflow. And now that's a note that you read instead of having to go read the entire conversation.
Right.
Calls you can learn from. 0 or 1. Keep it going, guys. 0 or 1. A pipeline everyone reads. Does every deal have a clear stage? The whole team understands. Wow. I even see big time operators not have this. What I mean by a pipeline, well, you have campaigns, right? Where information leads flow into. But when a new lead happens, the pipeline for conversion, it can change variably a little bit per campaign, but for the most part, it should
Stay the same.
stay the same,
Mhm.
right? So, if you don't have that, think, what do I need to do to get that in place? A pipeline, which means that you need to have all the data. Yeah, the campaign, you need to know your statuses, why you have them, and then what happens when I change this status? What happens? If I do a long-term follow-up, what does that mean? Well, in my business, I know that when I turn it into a long-term follow-up, they're at least getting touched every 21 days.
Right.
And if they're cold long term, then that's even longer. We're putting out a 90-day touch, maybe with a 45 in there every once in a while, right? Just to keep the engines warm, not to forget about me. Maybe I'm doing another campaign to market to them to get them to call me back, something like that. But a pipeline that everyone reads and knows where you're at. Eyes on the team. Do you know what got done today without asking anyone? A lot of people don't have this. Very few people have an understanding. Number one, that tasks are very important. They're not just notifications.
They're not for fun.
If you get a task to call new lead, that means you need to call that new lead. That means you have money that is waiting to be pulled in.
Yep.
And every time that you go, oh no, I'm not going to do that, you're leaving money on the table every single time. Numbers you can trust. I see this a lot too. People will go pull a list and then skip trace it in 4 different locations. And now they have 2 owners and 45 phone numbers.
And you call them.
And they're like, script campaign, I'm going to do. You are going to spend $50 per owner just to figure out if they own the house or not, and probably piss a lot of people off. Burn your A2P, because, by the way, it's not just based on your phone number, it's based on your entire campaign. So if you're starting to send spam over here from this phone number, but think I'm going to get a new phone number and they won't catch me, you're wrong.
Mhm.
They're smarter than that. They have that stuff integrated. Numbers you can trust. Okay. Work that runs itself. Does anything happen automatically, or is it all on your shoulders? And I'm gonna talk about John for a minute. He basically runs 4 to 6 flips, full-on flips, through meetings, monthly or weekly meetings, and daily accountability meetings with 1 team member a day. So a 15-minute meeting, and then 1 15-minute meeting with one of his team members, one of his team members, one of his team members, and then the system runs everything else. You see, if Antonio has to say, hey, give me your numbers so we can look at them, let's see how you're doing, he feels like a bad guy. Man, why do I have kids. I have to go check if their room's clean, right? But if you have a system that says you made this many calls and your goal was to hit that many calls, and it's the system being the bad guy, it makes it easier on a coach to be like, that was your goal. This is where we're at. It takes no time to put those things together. I can just, what do you want to do about it? Kicking it over to the student, right? What do you want to do about it?
Love it.
So everyone you left blank isn't a failure. And it's not like any of us real estate investors have it all figured out. It's a blind spot and a deal you can't see. It's an opportunity to make money that you may not know that you need this thing in place. And I'm not telling you to put them all in place at once. Mind the gap. where you are versus where that's supposed to say where you want to be. Leads in a notebook, follow up from memory, numbers you have to guess. A business that runs without you, holding it together so the freedom is real. If you have to be in your business every single day for 10 hours a day, you don't own a business. That business owns you and all of your time.
Yep.
And I'm exhausted thinking about it.
Right. And at the end of those 10 hours, you're not done. You go and sit down, you try to drink a glass of wine or have a beer or whatever, cut the edge off. And I know Antonio likes the sweet drinks. You got to get him a pina colada, right? But you're thinking, you're like, oh, did someone so do this? What happened? It never turns off if you're a real entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What insight looks like. That is a horrible picture. Oh, they chopped my damn pictures. Oh, well. You can kind of see appointment by campaign, campaigns 21, contracts 2. These are campaigns like we were talking about, different areas of your business where leads are coming in, appointments canceled, new leads to appointment set or completed. And you have clear understanding of what's happening in your business. 247 leads, 85 appointments, 81 offers, 22 contracts, 18 purchase closed. You're not going to be here day one. Don't expect to be. But if you're going to build a real estate investment system, your system is your tax, your LLC, your phone number system, your marketing, your public interface, how you deal with people, your socials, all of those things is a system. But what are they all connected to, right? And how much work, like, do I have to go be an engineer to run my real estate? Do I have to go learn a tech background so that I can be a real estate investor? It shouldn't be that way, right?
Mark.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Mark. And,
Go for it.
I want to make it simple for the people who don't know anything about y'all.
Okay.
Tell me, what exactly is PEAT?
Great question. PEAT is a real estate investment operating system. So when we think real estate, we think leads, we think contracts, we think rehab, we think lead, purchase, rehab, under contract, rentals, dispositions, and all of those different things. Each one of those phases, what we call them in PEAT, has different operations happening inside of them, whether you realize them or not. What PEAT allows you to do is bring it all into one place. You shouldn't have to have a phone over here, a website over here, a spreadsheet over here to put all my real estate properties in so that I can get information on how I'm doing on whether you're wholesaling, whether you're fix and flipping, whether you're doing contract for deeds. You need to have it all in one place because your business does not live all in 10 places. You wouldn't build an office over here for acquisitions and then build an office over here for your accounting and build an office over here. You want to be able to see all of that information at a glance. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Gotcha. Okay.
But if you do not have all that in place, you'll spend a lot of time trying to pull information from different places. Maybe you have a call rail set up over here, and you have a Go High Level set up over here, and you've got spreadsheets set up over here to ingest leads from team members. and then you have a CRM that you're using that you upload that information into.
Gotcha.
You just created a whole bunch of admin work that doesn't have to be there.
Gotcha. Okay. We're on the same page.
Good question. Great question, actually. So the spread, the cash flow, and the payoff, that's what you need to be thinking about. A system you didn't build from scratch, and investors who actually know real estate in your corner. So there's John's plane that we flew into Coaching Inc. It's so fun flying with him. But think of your business like an airplane. If you don't have a checklist before you take off, are you going to make it to your destination?
Not at all.
Not at all.
If you haven't gone to schooling, like y'all's coaching, are you going to know how to fly the plane if you had the checklist and you could get through it?
Probably not.
You might figure it out. It might take you a while.
Eventually, right.
Right? Just like you guys have a school program. I went and worked for somebody for 2 years and learned so much about acquisitions that when I started my own company or started to take off on my own, I had so much more knowledge, experience, and understanding of the business, which has served me not only in real estate investing, but also in helping clients. One thing, or what we do in Pete, we manage leads and deals. Every lead, deal in one pipeline captured from every source, nothing slipping past. Custom automation, workflows that get every step clear ownership, a phone system, integrated calls, SMS, and AI, task management, e-signatures and files. So once again, I've got to go get Dotloop, or I've got to go get this e-signature platform so I can send e-signatures. It's all right there.
Just
Yeah.
one.
You got a question?
No, I'm saying just one place.
Just one place, right? Why do we have to go over here to do that if it's already in my lead? They need a contract, template's already uploaded, boom, send contract. Like it's done. And now all you're doing is doing the follow-up to get that contract back in place. And so you're putting systems in place so that you can reach the big why. Because what I see a lot of real estate investors do, they have success. They start to build. They start to bring on team members. But everything's in their head and everything's in a system they understand, but not something the whole team understands.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you bring that person on, they can't really get traction because they're confused. And when they go for you to help, you're doing another part of the business, so you'll help them a little bit if you can, but you're not really their tech support guy, so they kind of right? We don't want to see that happen. AI agents, we have them. AI is interesting. Everybody has a different belief on them. And the way that we do it in Pete is design it how you want. If you just want the AI agent to pick up when you're not there, great. If you want it to ring you for 30 seconds before the AI picks up, great. If you want the AI agent to, as soon as somebody submits a lead on your web form, it automatically calls them, that can be done all through the campaign. And then if the AI is not doing what you want it to do and you want to turn it off, you just click a button, turn it off per that lead, not the entire campaign. Quick bit on that. And then one question to ask you guys, because this is something John and I wanted to give the Denmarks once again for allowing us to be here, is such an honor. And then if you could pay a little extra each month and get the exact amazing coaches that you have here and have a system that you could run your business inside, that you could bring that coaching that you're learning and put a system of operations behind it. And then when you get stuck, to investors who've also built real estate businesses and run a software company, so that when the software things get sticky and you don't understand something, hop on a call with a guy that lives in Oklahoma, and we beat our heads against the drywall until we can figure it out, right? So would you put Pete in the driver's seat of building your real estate system? And don't answer now. Don't answer now. Please don't. I'm not asking anybody, buy now, you get a special discount. What I will tell you is take the lead to close test. Go to leadtoclosetest.com, take the test. I am a very low pressure sales guy. You can ask Antonio. I'm like, hey, does this add value to you? Could you see yourself using it? Could you see yourself see your team using it? Okay, great. No, cool. That's kind of myself, right? If somebody can see the value in it, and what I find a lot of times, newer investors, they sometimes don't understand how the things that they're building now, because they're so new, could be causing issues in scale later.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that in your own experience?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Tanya. I'll let you go first.
Gotcha. I could just say one of the things that we built was using a lot of different spreadsheets. And it was so easy when we was doing one property at a time. But when you go to doing multiple properties and managing multiple budgets, like that stuff needs to be in a system and not on spreadsheets.
Every time my team creates another spreadsheet, I'm like, do not create another spreadsheet, because I don't know. I'm not going to remember the name of this spreadsheet. I'm not going to remember where to go to look for it. So like there are certain things that they do track on a spreadsheet, but it's in a master file. So I know that report that is going to be in this one file, because I don't want to sit here and try to figure out, well, what did you feel like was the smartest way to name this spreadsheet? Like, I don't want to do that. But it was fine when we first started, because
it was just us.
It was us and probably one more person. But as the team's starting to grow, it's ridiculous if you're trying to remember, okay, how would Antonio spell this versus how would Ashley spell this? And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what we look like on time. I'm happy to take questions.
Okay, we are right on it. I got a question. Can you, and this might be asking too much, I am known to do that.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Can you pull Pete up live?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Now, YouTube, when you try to put this on YouTube, it's probably not going to like it, because it will see if it sees addresses and stuff like that. But so what we're looking at here, so this is kind of what Pete looks like. This is an actual company. This is not a demo. This is a company that's running today, right now. And the way I can tell that is Amy Nolan's green. That means she's online. She's looking at Pete right now. Monkey's online. So right there, I can see if my team's uploaded and going. Right? I don't have any tasks right here, but if I was actively acting in this company, I'd have tasks. I can quickly see recent calls. You can see the text messages. I'm not going to open those up because they're private information there, but I could listen to any one of these calls. I can see a transcript. Green is one person talking. Blue is another person talking. A lead in Pete looks like this. You have different statuses and phases. These guys over here, this is a lead purchase. Once something moves from under contract, where is it? Agreement signed by seller or agreement completed. Once you click that button, it's going to move this thing into purchase. Tell me why that's important, guys.
Because that we need to start getting our inspections ordered, our contractors out there, our title, our funding.
We need to make sure that we know the difference. We need to know which properties we're working on and not the whole list.
Which comes into play for task templates, right? So if I say property check, when this needs to happen, when a new phase hits the rehab, when a new lead hits rehab or sale, when something hits make ready in the rental phase, we're going to run a property check, right? I can see these are templates. And what we do in our business a lot of times is we recreate crap that we created 6 months, 12 months, a year, 4 years ago. But why? Call new lead is call new lead. It's never going to change. It's you need to call a new lead, right? We don't need to reinvent the wheel for that. But what we do need is task templates, right? And those task templates can happen when something changes. And then when you start adding on team members, you shouldn't have to go create another spreadsheet or create another process. You should just be able to go, team member, move you. Team member, move you. That's how simple it should be. And in Pete, that's what we try to do is take your operation of your business and really detail out what are the tasks that need to happen when something goes under contract. Well, it gets sent to a title company. And 5 days later, somebody needs to call that title company. Check, make sure we're on progress. What are you thinking? What's the timeline on title here? Who should do that? Well, you have team roles. And if we look at team roles, lead manager, acquisitions manager, disposition, transaction, finance, operations. Oh, I need to add a new team role. Okay, project manager. Well, it's already in here, but project assistant. Because maybe the project manager is getting so busy that the project assistant needs to come in and help that project manager. Oh, okay. Well, I create a new team role. I go into it. I find where that, what the project manager was doing and what I want the assistant to do. And I just change who does that. I don't have to change status. I don't have to change anything on the actual lead itself. I just change who's in charge of doing that thing. And then it changes. And then, go ahead.
I got an off the wall question. If we got somebody that's pulling lists, where do you recommend people pull a list from?
So list pulling is, if you're going to pull a list, I'm of the fact, go to the source if you can. What I mean by that is if your county, and most do, that just takes a little bit more work, is go to the county. Sometimes you got to go down the steps, get a card, get their file. Hey, you're shaking your head because you know that's the hack. And well, I'm going to charge you $15,000 for the hack. No, go down to the county, get the data. The data is going to be messy. You'll need some help there. But then, and that's one thing I actually help a lot of people do. They'll bring me data. It's all messy. And I'm like, just hand it over. I'll fix it and get it uploaded into your Pete. I don't know a lot of people that do that. It may take me a couple of days, depending on how busy I am. But I will get your data massaged, get it uploaded. The key thing about data, no matter where you get it from, is nobody has the best data. If you want the best data, county has it. And then every other data puller pulls in some version from county, and there's always inadequacies. Always. When you're uploading that data, be smart about uploading data. If you, once again, you have 2 contacts and they have 40 numbers, when's the last 3 that were active?
That's a good question.
You see what I'm saying? Like if you can get your data filtered down a little bit, I don't recommend cold calling per se. I recommend Like if you take a driving for dollars list and then go get that skip traced, that's a little different than just cold calling, pulling down a list and calling it. And the reason why I say that is because A2P and SMS and the compliance centers, number one, if you don't have the right platform that is using the right type of messaging, so trying not to get too detailed, but I specialize in getting people A2P certified in like 30 days or less, as long as their LLC is good. A2P certified basically means you're legally able to send a text message from your company to somebody that has opted in, very key, important piece, to receive your marketing. They go to your website, they enter a form, you've opted in to receive my marketing. Then I'm able to text them. You have a lot higher contact rate to people that you do that with than the ones that you just pull off of a list and start calling and start texting. If you're going to do that, then you need to be very, very smart about the law, understand that you can get yourself in a lot of trouble, because I have been slapped with a $15,000 lawsuit for wholesaling.
Wow.
Yep. And I got off easy. I think we settled at like $9,000. But he was trying to charge me for $42,000. Scary letter.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Because each call or text that's not solicited, they didn't ask for it, can potentially be a $15,000 fine. I don't say that to scare anybody. Don't not do real estate because of this. What you need to do is understand that thing's real. There are predators that prey on new real estate investors who don't know this. They will get themselves on the tax list for that reason, so that you will call them. That is true, because the guy that I called was actually under an alias, and that was one reason why we were able to negotiate him down a little bit, because he'd done this to a lot of other people.
Oh.
Oh, he got a good side hustle.
Be careful with cold anything. It's better to build a brand. Go to your real estate meetups. Go build real relationships that people call you. Give them a phone number. Now, okay, they called you. Now you're able to call them back, text them back, do business with. They go to your website, right? And that's what you'll see. When you're first starting out, though, that can be very intimidating. At Pete, we offer a website service as well, so that, like, you can get a website up and going and move your leads right over into Pete as well, so that you don't have to think, well, now I got to go build a website and I got to figure out DNS and I got to figure out. Just use the thing that works for you, but be smart about who you market to. Be really smart about that. I don't know if that answered.
Listen, that was worth the call right there.
But
you just saved somebody some trouble. That was worth the call, period, right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it can be scary, right? But the same guy that told me to dance with fear, he was also a lawyer. He's a real estate investor, owns 500-600 properties. He's a lawyer. And he said, Mark, anybody can sue anybody for anything. And if you're going to be in business, if you're going to be a real estate investor, you better just make up your mind that you're going to get sued and start learning the steps that you need to do to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
It's time to go on that one.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So
I hope this helped, guys.
How do they get in contact with you, Mark?
yes.
Yes, get in contact with me. You can go to peterei.com/Mark. You can go to that lead to close test.com. It'll take you through some questions to see how your real estate business is doing, and it'll ask you for your information. Thank you. That's my phone number there, 405-674-5045. If I don't answer that, I'm probably on a support card with the Denmarks. No, but guys, I love to help other real estate investors, and that's my goal. That's my jam. Yeah, that's it. That's
That's it.
what I do.
Huh? Well, man, I thank you for the time. I thank you for the knowledge you've dropped.
Absolutely.
Pete's an amazing software with the AI agents. If you are a one-man band, you need to talk to Pete because it's gonna help do everything that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
If you got a team,
You still need.
you need to talk to Pete because
Yeah.
it streamlines those things.
Yeah.
And you don't know how important it is until you try to streamline things.
yourself. And,
Oh my
and
God.
you realize that blind spot that I didn't even know I had has now approached the scene, and I really don't even know how to get rid of it. So absolutely. And let me say this for my newbies that are like, man, why do I even need this? If you're looking to scale, you want to make sure you have a system that can hold you scaling, because sometimes we scale so fast and we forget to put the system in place. And then we wonder why we crash is because we didn't have an infrastructure to hold where we're scaling to.
Yep.
So make sure you build the infrastructure before you scale, because you can't scale without a plan, without an infrastructure. You're just asking for problems at that point.
Yep.
Well, and think about it like this. So if I was going to go start a business, lawn mowing, let's just say pretty low barrier to entry, right? I got to buy a mower. I got to buy a trailer. I got to buy a truck. I've got to put a little bit of investment there in the machine that's going to get me to where I want to go so that I can build me $1 million lawn mowing business. Because if I'm going to build a business, I don't want to build a job. I want to build a business. So think of that as maybe your first line of marketing is a system that helps me build my business, which actually saves me time, so that when I do start hiring team members and things in place, I'm already educated. I can just plug somebody in place, teach them the system, and start to scale.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. We love you guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Yep.
Blessings.
Peace.